So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are up in Greenville, Tennessee. We are celebrating and enjoying Davy Crockett Days. Mr. Thomas here is going to tell you all about it, everything that's going on, why you should visit, the history, and more.
Howdy folks, my name is Thomas Batchelor. I'm the interpretive ranger from Davy Crockett Birthplace State Park. So this weekend we are out and about at the Doak House Museum in Greenville, Tennessee. So back in September of last year, so 2024, Hurricane Helene swept through the area and completely devastated Davy Crockett Birthplace State Park. Unfortunately, we pretty much lost everything: our campground, our museum, our visitor center, and our homestead. So Davy Crockett was born at the confluence of Limestone Creek, where it flows into the Noachucky, which is where the park was. Helene turned the Noachucky River into an absolute rampaging monster, and it completely obliterated not just the park, but many areas here in East Tennessee. And so we have had to move our Crockett Days, which is our annual celebration of the man himself, Davy Crockett. This weekend we are celebrating his 239th birthday. He'll be 240 next year, but we are out and about in a historic location to keep his memory and that flame of Crockett burning for this and future generations. So it is so important and vital for us, especially being the birthplace of this American hero, this national hero, and we do our best to bring that history alive, to talk to people about what these people were experiencing, what they have gone through, why it is so important to keep his memory and the memory of those people that came before us alive. And if we aren't actively out there doing that, then what are we doing? So we have dedicated a lot of time. The city of Tusculum and Tusculum University right here behind us has allowed us to use this nice historical location to keep that tradition alive. Crockett Days has been going on since 1958, and we really wanted to continue that tradition, and that is exactly what we are doing this weekend. And y'all need to come out and visit. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances of what Helene brought upon us, the park's going to be closed for a very long time, especially in the very near future, but we are actively working, actively putting in time and dedication to getting that park back open to the public. Hopefully in the very near future, we will have a complete park redesign plan, and hopefully in the very, very near future, hopefully in the next couple of months, we're actually going to be able to start construction of our new historically accurate homestead. So that is something we're super excited about. We're very much looking forward to it. But we're out here this weekend to celebrate the man, the myth, the legend, Davy Crockett. Thank y'all so much.
This has been an awesome event. Mm-hmm. I mean, really, the location is incredible. Mm-hmm. The reenactors, the historians, the vendors. I mean, this is tragedy, yes, with what happened with Helene, but you guys have absolutely made the best out of the circumstances.
Oh, yes,
a wonderful day.
Throughout David's life, we always have this joke at the park that the Crocketts and water never mix. So back when David was a young boy, his father decided to build a grist mill, and the river flooded and took out their cabin in that grist mill. He called that Noah's freshet. Throughout his life, again, another flood came through, took out his cabin, his grist mill, his gunpowder mill, his distillery out in Lawrenceburg, in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. So water never stopped David. It sure as heck ain't gonna stop us. We will be back bigger and better than ever and keeping his story and his legacy alive, like I said, for this and future generations.
And to that we say, huzzah.
Huzzah.
We came over here to raise our crops, raise our family. We didn't know it at the time, but the most important seed we ever planted was on that mountain up there. Because within an hour and 5 minutes, we planted the seed of freedom.
$5 to go, $5 to go, $5 in where? $5 to go, $5. Where you at? Who what? $5. Now 6.
got my little bells here because you ever heard I'll be there with bells on. Well, as you know, young David Crockett worked as a wagoner. That was a very romantic and aspirational occupation then, because you got to see the world, right? And so you had to have bells on your wagon so that someone might know that you were coming on that dark road and have time to get out of the way, right? But did you know that if you broke down on that road, you might have to sit there and wait for somebody? So when you heard that, whew, you hope that it was a good person coming to rescue you, right? Except the code of the road was, when someone does help you, you give them the bells off of your wagon. Well, please come back, because y'all don't join another band, please.
He won't.
Because I need you.
Put both God's eyes on one side, and when you get it on, you turn, alternate, and go put one in on the other side. So I've sat here and I've sharpened my ribs, so now it's time to turn my basket upside down and put my first set of ribs in. And what I'm going to do is, this intersection right here is where my ribs are all going to go into. And they may snap and break and me make a face at them, but good for warning. And what you do on one side of the basket, you just automatically turn and do it on the other side of the basket.
Now, what type of material is this?
Okay, I've been a basket maker for 41, almost 42 years, and I have always used the reed, the round reed for the ribs and the flat reed for the weavers and for my God's eyes and things. And I'm just putting in ribs. Most baskets start off with 5 main ribs on each side, but my melon baskets, I just start with 4 on each side.
Now, what would you use a melon basket for? What would be popular usage for that?
Just whatever you wanted to make it do. Sometimes they're good, simple gifts for Easter. Make it an Easter basket.
Gotcha.
Sometimes they're just a nice little gift to take somebody that's not been feeling well, and you can just take them a little basket. Got it.
Looking really good.
Yes, I think so too.
I'd have to sit and stare at that all day to make that happen.
Well, I've been doing this, as I said, almost 42 years, and they sometimes still get the better of me.
flame goes out, and then leave it for a little while. And then flip it out of the fire. Don't touch it. Let it sit there.
And what were these called again?
Rabbit sticks.
Just rabbit sticks.
Yep. And a southeastern style. Now the western style is more of like a boomerang shape or curved, and
Okay.
they were thrown in more open area, like desert area.
Okay.
So, but these are southeastern style. They still have tournaments in Mississippi, Choctaw.
All of the glass is hand blown by Phil Gilson, who lives in Lawrenceville, Virginia. And Phil is the last colonial mold blower in the United States. And so far he does not have a protege, but we're hoping that he will find one soon. The different bottles were used in the 1700s. The green and the blue are called button and daisy bottles. And this plain green bottle, these are what they call flask bottles, and those were the three most popular. Well, actually, these two designs, regardless of the color, were the two most popular flasks during the Revolutionary War. Here we have the tax stamp bottle, and this is the British tax stamp that was on all of the bottles prior to the Rev War. And then the bottles that are plain without the tax stamp, we know were used post-Revolutionary War. Phil was allowed to see the bottles that were excavated at Mount Vernon in order to do a mold to reproduce them, and he is the only one that is reproducing the cherry bottles that were excavated a year or two ago at Mount Vernon.